finger banging, I'm listening to the music, and I throw up fuck neighborhood. If you would have been in my house and you would have threw up a middle finger with a B, you would have never came back. You was a buster. On God, you was a buster and a yee. I told you, my bad, didn't take it down because Brick Baby just went through something with DW Flame, and I didn't want them to do you like they was trying to do Brick Baby, bro. My bad for trying to look out for you. My bad. I was trying to look out for you, but yeah, I threw up for neighborhood, and I came back to your house repeatedly after that. You just admitted I was a neighborhood crib top op at one point. You was never top op to nobody. You're not even a gangbanger like that, bro. Let's keep it real. You're not even like no East Coast like that, bro. You really like a Track New Park dude. Like, come on, bro. You really you told the truth on Wheel of Fortune, bro. My name is Curtis Williams, security guard from Compton, California. That's you, bro. Stop playing. What are you talking about? Now you just admitted to the Crips that I threw up F neighborhood in your house. And shit, that was that. You know what I'm saying? Idiot, you's a buster. You dirty Crip, I don't care. Don't worry about 50 and 0 with old boy from Stevenson Village when I just sat in your house and I threw up fuck your collective with the middle finger and you didn't do nothing about it. You said like a little bitch because you still needed me, bro. Shut up. You's a bum. Stay in that dirty box. That being said, everybody tap in on Tap Out. It's the big team.
To me, I feel like this new podcast, content creating, YouTube, whatever, right? That's this space, however we gonna word it. I think it's gonna become like, which it actually has kind of been like, being like this new wave of people from the other sides, you know, who like from enemy hoods and op sides or whatever, being able to kind of like link up and do things with each other, right? You know, try to represent peace or growth, or, you know, show that they about business, or they know how to separate this, that, and the third. Depends on, you know, the situation. People are using these type of things to represent all kind of different things, right? But I feel like, how do you go about a situation if a person honestly makes a mistake and offends something you represent? Because mind you, if people is representing these gangs for majority of their life, some things is gonna be muscle memory, some things gonna be just on the dribble, off the natural ability. So it could be, you know, quite frankly, it's gonna be some mistakes that take place to where people is gonna be offensive and say things or do things that they don't mean, right? Now, Munchie B said that he pretty much was like, take that down, because he didn't want Spider Loc to be in a bad light, the same way they was on Brick Baby for the whole DW Flame situation, right? But to me, I look at it as, if Munchie B is not on that type of time right now, and he meaning it, and he's not meaning like he's outside trying to actually, you know, it's on some F them guys, then I feel like ain't nothing wrong with removing that or taking that down. Because I don't believe that it was a case of Munchie B like, you know where I'm at with mine, such and such, it is what it is. If you want to take it down, you can, but I stand on what I stand on, and I mean what I mean. I believe that was a Munchie B caught up in the moment, enjoying himself, did what he did, got caught up, you know, enjoying the moment. Do I feel like that's just like not in him at all? No, like I'm not trying to take nothing away from him on, you know, what he's supposed to be with this sport that he signed up in. But I feel like if we got this type of energy, how are we going to come from people making honest mistakes and they apologize? Not saying that Munchie apologized, but people make mistakes and that's not the intent to do, right? Like, I feel like if DW Flame or Munchie B, either one of those guys want to get on here and offend anybody, I'm sure they'll just get on here and bluntly, directly just say that. When I think it's already been public for both of those guys saying how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Or doing what they doing as far as making other people feel like it's F them, right? But if we put the energy out there to where it's like, if you even let a person offend where you come from on accident, then what are we even trying to come together for? Right? Because it's going to be misunderstandings all around the board. Like, it's going to be misunderstandings all around the board, in my opinion. I ain't saying it's just like that, you know, but it's going to be some mistakes that, you know, when you got people trying to link up. You know, some people homies, all this type of stuff. But Munchie B say that if Spider Loc would have ever did that, threw up a middle finger to a B, then Spider Loc would have never been allowed to come back to his house. You know, he making some good statements that I feel like it's a lot of people who feel what Munchie B feel pertaining to this situation. And I feel like it's a lesson in that as well. You know, like, make sure you know what you trying to stand for out here when it comes to the gangland. Because if you out here like you represent something and people is holding you to a high standard about it, and you don't uplift that, or, you know, uphold to that same standard that people view you on, then people gonna have something to say. And I get it. Like, it's the same thing for what Young Threat said from H. Ray Hoover on Back on Fig pertaining to Brick Baby.
People be tuning in, you feel me? And then a lot of them motherfuckers want to see what you gonna do in a situation like that too. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So I don't know why motherfuckers pull that route and then not even, you know what I'm saying, just go all the way with that. If you're not, then motherfuckers gonna fuck with you for being not on that. Now you got motherfuckers fucking with you because you pretend to be on that type of shit, so they, you feel me, when it's time to be on that, they want you to stand on that type of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Now if you was portraying that image, it wouldn't even be no negotiation. It wouldn't even be no
professional podcast.
Exactly. It wouldn't even be no negotiation about that shit at all.
So now if he was to get on the next episode and talk shit about somebody else doing
You already do, bro. What's
you know
up?
what I'm saying? That'd contradict everything.
Then you try to get him back. What he contradict everything?
People playing me like that. I'm saying.
Then he try to get up on the homie Shorty about some little shit. Some shit they had. He was pretty tough with Shorty, ready to fight Groove and all type of shit, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Now this nigga just fucking blatantly just disrespect you on a fucking podcast, nigga. That would have helped his, whatever he got going on as a podcaster, that would have helped his shit. He would have fired DW Flame shit up. I'm gonna keep it all the way real, bro. This just really realistically speaking. On the set. He would have fired DW. He would have had all type of interviews. What? This is what he want. He would have had all type of shit.
Oh, he alone.
What was
He would have got Groove for
No,
sure.
not even just no.
It's over with.
Not even just about being low. About his respect. Nah, bro, about his respect. There's a difference, bro. It's about his respect, nigga. That it ain't about a nigga just, I'm doing this because I'm a low boy. No, it's about respect. That nigga just, you know what I'm saying? Disrespect you.
What's the deal, bro?
He probably would have got dropped, Mookie Wop.
All that shit. Yeah, where you
Choke on who he probably got Debo, but
They actually got same shit about to happen. I'm blazing shit. Ain't nobody finna diss the T in front of me or the Groove. We gonna do it live and direct. Bubba.
Alright, for sure.
shit, nigga, I fire on was big as a motherfucker too. I'ma just keep it real, like,
You know, size for me.
shit ain't gonna always just go as a nigga playing, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
You can do.
Yeah, do it up, man.
And that shit
Fucking
don't
around.
last, you feel me? It's a fade. You know what I'm saying? Nigga act like that shit man, it's a fade, Groove. It ends.
The time to really represent where you come from is when things is ugly. You get no points for representing what you represent why things are actually good. But that's how I view it, man. Like, I just feel like this was a highlighted moment for me, a topic that I caught from that. You know, not necessarily, you know, trying to dive off into whatever Spider Loc and Munchie B got going on. But the things that I gathered was, if we gonna have these relationships with people from other sides, then it gotta be some level of leeway, especially if a person ain't meaning it. I'm talking about if a person make an honest mistake by saying or doing something they don't mean to do. You own that type of time, acting like you stupid on the gangland time, representing wherever you come from and all that. Make sure you willing to keep that energy if a person offend what you represent. Cause you can't be on the dead homies and on blood and on Pyro, on Crip, on the set, on the hood, on the gang and all that stuff. And then when a person get on, you know, offend what you claim to represent, you don't really got that energy for it. So that's just true in the matter, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. I'm gonna keep it up Benji with y'all like I always do, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.